He's a bad motherfucker. He's a bad man. Make some noise! Brother!
BC here with Brother Ali. The infamous Brother Ali.
Infamous?
Infamous.
Why infamous?
Oh, I'm saying infamous in a good way. In a good way, though.
Okay.
I don't know. Is it a good moniker? Would you?
Well, I hope not infamous. I mean, from my understanding is that famous means known and loved. Infamous means like known and hated. So I would hope it's not.
I would say bigger than famous, maybe. Or legendary. Is that better?
Legendary. When in the UK they say legendary.
Legendary?
Or they just say legend.
Legend.
Like Brother Ali. Brother Ali, legend.
Let me see your hands in the air. Let's have a party in here. PK, give me a hand now. Yeah. I want you to move around every time you piece of music that sounds good to you. You know me, you know why. Love my fans, love my God.
We're hanging out in his lush hotel room.
Of course, this is how you know when you're rich and famous.
There you go.
How you do it.
This is Cribs on the road, right?
Yeah.
It's the best way to do it, man.
Yeah, I mean you can see, you know, my bed.
Yep.
And that's my merch guy's bed.
There you go.
And we got a TV, and I got a computer from 3 years ago. And like, yeah, man.
High rolling, man. High rolling. Yeah.
We're happy to be here. I love Austin.
Awesome.
And I like
great.
and I really appreciate you guys' station.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Yeah, we played you quite a few times on our show. So yeah, we love it.
And we hear about the station all over the country.
Good.
There's certain ones that you hear about a lot. You know what I mean? There's like KMXP in Seattle. You hear a lot about the Current in Minneapolis. Hear a lot about, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
It's just one of those stations that's known among music people.
Good.
For being like a really good, true, supportive, important radio station.
That's what we try. That's what we strive for.
And it's lacking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a dying thing.
Yeah. We know that we follow you on Twitter, of course. And I was reading your tweet from I think 2 days ago that said you were in Lubbock and you're looking for some people to hang out with, or whatever. You're talking about going to the gun range or something.
I want to go to the gun range. I have like this fantasy of growing up and being a cowboy.
Nice.
Like when I'm old, like you know, like when I'm in my 70s or something like that.
That's what
like I want to get a ranch. You know what I'm saying, with my lady and my kids.
There you go.
My kids will probably be grown if they want to live with me. Cool. If they got other shit going on, that's cool too. And I want to get, you know, I love horses.
Yeah.
And I want to ride horses and shoot guns and listen to the blues, and that's how I want to spend my last. And like, and I'm gonna have like all old music equipment. So I'm gonna have like the old cassette 4-track, old microphone, all the old drum machines, like the beat machines, like the SP 1200. And a big stack of records, and at all night long, I'm gonna make music all night long for nobody to hear, just for me. And I'm gonna make it the old way, and then during the day I'm gonna ride horses and shoot guns.
That's the way to do it. Sounds like quite a lifestyle, man.
I'm saying, man, it's beautiful. And I want to live like near a little town, so I can go to a movie if I want. I can go out to dinner if I want. You know what I mean? I can take my lady out and do shit.
Nice, man.
You know what I'm saying? But like I basically spent my 20s being a single dad. You know what I'm saying? So I never really had that like just wake up in the morning, do whatever the fuck you want. Thing that like a lot of people have. You know what I mean? So when I'm in my 60s and 70s, like that's gonna be my time to do that.
Well, let's talk about the new album.
Yeah.
It's entitled Us. I'm guessing that the title came from, is it your family that you're referring to with that, or what do you mean by Us?
No,
exactly?
It's all the common people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? All the common people around the world. You know what I mean? It's basically the idea, like I said, it's named after the last song of the album. Yeah. Which is the kind of like I wrote that last. I basically did the whole album, and then that was the very last song. I wrote it on the last day, the day of the last studio session. And it's funny because Ant recorded there's a choir in that song. Yeah. And Ant went and they set up the studio at a church. Wow. And recorded the choir in the church. That's why it sounds the way it does.
That's really cool.
And man, he was just like, "Are you ever gonna write this song?" He's like, "I spent a lot of money doing this." You know what I mean? And I'm like, yes, I'm just gonna do it last. And he was like, motherfucker, you better write this song, man, and it better be dope, because I put a lot of work into it. And I'm like, I swear to God, man, let me just finish the album. And he didn't believe I was gonna do it. He was pissed. He was upset. But then we got done, and I was like, okay, I've made the whole album. Now I want to have one song where I sum up exactly what I was trying to do with this album. Whether I achieved it or not is up for debate.
Yeah.
But so I sat down and wrote that. That was the last thing we wrote, last thing we recorded. We recorded on the last day of the album. And because the old album originally was going to be called Street Preacher.
Yeah.
And when I got done with it, I realized that's not quite right. It was the goal, but I'm not preaching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I never try to put myself out of a street dude. I felt like that word together, what it means, is right. Like a person with a message just traveling around, basically sharing what he cares about. That's what I meant with Street Preacher. But I realized people don't like to be preached at. The connotation that goes along with the word street, it's too easy to take it out of context. So I dropped that name.
And Us is more kind of, I guess, an involved name, you know, instead of you just
it's not about
getting it out to people. It's, you know, kind of bringing them in.
Because the first album that I made, it's not about me. You know what I mean? Like all my other albums are strictly about me.
Yeah.
And this is the first one that's not. And so like the idea of being behind the album and the artwork that we're all really the same. Our details are a little bit different, but our makeup as human beings is the same. So to like tell all these different stories about, you know, my friend that was involved in the streets and hustling. You know, my friend that grew up gay in a all-American household. You know, my friend that was an immigrant from Somalia. You know, my mother-in-law who was a drug addict for 15 years. And, you know, there's all these different stories about people around me and their life and their experience, but try to tell them in a way that shows how really alike we all are. Try to tell them in a really human way. So that, like, you know, there's somebody, no matter who you are, there's somebody on that album that you don't know. Yeah. But I know. And like I said, to me, all y'all look exactly the same. I see it with my heart, you know. And that's what I was trying to capture on this album. I'm gonna try to make the most beautiful hip hop I've ever made. Good. I tried to do that on this one. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, you know, I got a really great start in my mind. But someday with that subject or with that focus and that view, I'm gonna make the best rap album ever made.
I think. Well, speaking of the new album, the song "The Preacher." Yeah. Personally, I think it's one of my favorite Ali songs. It's just the first time I heard it, my roommate, he went and snagged the album before I got to go get it. So I was jamming to it, and you know, you have the intro, and then it builds into that, and just as soon as the horns kick in and everything, I just, oh man, you know, just feeling it immediately. It's real soulful. A lot of which is like a lot of your songs, the music for your songs. What is it about that? Is it you like soul music, so you think it kind of works well with your music, or how do you go about picking the music for your songs? You
that's what I really want to be, is a soul singer. I want to be a blues singer. You know? Yeah. I wasn't brought up that way. I wasn't brought up singing in church. I wasn't brought up playing instruments. I was brought up in the hip hop community. I was brought up, you know, b-boy and breakdancing, making beats, trying to DJ, trying to write graffiti. You know, that's what I grew up on. You know what I mean? And so that's the medium that I have available to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? But the music that moves me the most, like I wanted to do something that moves people. And the greatest hip hop music is soul music. You know what I mean? Like the music that touches me the same way that you know, Donny Hathaway, Stevie Wonder, you know what I mean? It really I feel like I'm getting a piece of this person and a piece of their truth, and it moves me, and that's what I want to do to people.